What I'm talking about today, my name is Jon Cleaver. I've been coming to this group for a little while now, and a couple of other groups that Lori has. And one of the things I noticed, and I've even gotten a little better at it, intentionally, is becoming a better networker. So we all came here for a reason, right? It wasn't to hear me speak. So what I'm going to talk about today are some tips or tricks or things you should be looking at in order to maximize your experience here networking. We all came here for a reason, right? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you look at this. What is, I don't know if we can lower that a little bit, or
if you pull the
what
projector forward.
Is, let's try something here. Actually, can you see in the back? Maybe?
Yes.
All right. So 5 tips for successful networking. Number 1 is to come here with a goal in mind. Okay, now I've seen it, and it's really gotten prevalent since we've done a lot of social media. Anybody on social media? LinkedIn, Facebook, things like that, Instagram. A lot of people use, or some people use Snapchat. I haven't figured that one out. So when you start swiping right for business, you get a little nervous, so I tend to avoid that. But if you look at coming in here with a goal, with an intention, it wasn't to hear me speak. It wasn't to come in and make friends. Now, don't get me wrong. It's part of it if you do it correctly. But you've got to have a goal in mind. Don't just walk into a network group and just assume that it's just going to happen. You've got to be intentional about what you're doing here. Okay. So hopefully, if you've got your business. I was talking to Paula about her. She does hairstyles for men. She's a beautician for men as far as haircuts and stuff. I'm like, wow, okay, that's kind of unique. I've never heard of that before. So I asked her some questions, and you need to be kind of prepared on that as far as what you're talking about and things like that. So come into it with a goal beyond just, I want to get a bunch of business cards and start pounding the phone with people. Okay? So that's number 1. And I've seen it, right? It's called business foreplay. How many have had, who's on LinkedIn? Show of hands. Several of you, okay? Have you ever received an invite to connect with somebody, and literally like within 30 seconds they're trying to hawk their wares with you? I sent them a little email blurb about, hey, if this is your foreplay, you might want to get a little better at it, and then I disconnect with them. It's like, come on. It's like, let's get to know each other a little bit first, right, before we start pushing products on each other. Secondly, is use the 75%, 25% rule. Now, what is that? Myself, I'm an introvert by nature. What you see today has been forced upon me, or by myself, intentionally, to get out there. If you're shy, you're not going to make a lot of money. If you get over that and you get out there and network with people, you're going to make a little more money, maybe even a lot of money. So I've been intentional about that. But what I see is you come into a group like this, and this is a little smaller group for today, but it's still a big group compared to a lot of groups I've been to. But we tend to fall back on what we know. Meaning, we'll walk around, you see somebody you spend the time with them and catch up, or worse, you're on your phone, kind of buried in Facebook, like something's going to happen in the 5 minutes you're talking to somebody. And that's a defense mechanism. Would you agree with that? It's simply because I'm shy, I don't know what to say. So you've got to learn about that. So that 75%, 25% rule, you want to spend 75% of your time meeting new people. Okay? And what that's going to do is that's going to expand your sphere of influence. That's going to expand your voice, your vocalness in the market for what you do. I may not be interested in getting my hairstyle today, but I know people who do. You talk about shaving. We were talking about men getting a straight razor shave. I've never done that. That's one of the things that I think that'd be kind of cool to do, as long as I trust the person who's shaving. But it's like, okay, cool. To kind of check that out. And there's all things that it may not be for me, but I may know somebody. But unless I talk to somebody new, my network isn't expanding. Would you agree? Yeah. So 25% of your time catching up with the people just kind of refreshing that message and kind of, again, building that rapport. All right? Because I meet you one time doesn't mean I'm not going to talk to you again. What's your name? Angela. I'm John. It's nice to meet you. So you just kind of walk up and talk to them. Now, what's everybody's favorite subject?
Their self.
Thank you. So we'll fall back on that in a second here if you run out of things to say. Number 3 is be genuine in your communication. Okay, my mom always said God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. All right, but what I find, especially with people that are newer into sales or newer into networking, they come in and they're just watching your mouth move, waiting for an opportunity to talk. They're not really catching and listening to what you're saying. And if you're trying to find that relationship on how can we work together, which is what a true networker does, you need to listen more than you actually talk. And in the back of my mind, I'm going, okay, who do I know that I can introduce to this person? And I pass a lot of leads back and forth. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this group. Would you agree? Yeah. It's to pass leads back and forth. But one of the things I always notice is if you don't get a chance to get to know that person and listen to what they're trying to do, I mean, they're trying to win. She's trying to win just like I am. So let's figure out a way to connect, build rapport, and win together. Okay? So it's that listen, listen, listen. Number 2 is working your mini message somewhere. It's like when you go to college. You go to college, what's the number one question you see? What's your major, right? Well, as adults, it's kind of weird if you ask what was your major several years ago. So now what do we do? Well, what do you do? Okay. Well, I do men's styling, or I do, vitamins or things like that. And that's something that you want to work something in to where it's catchy. Where, what's your message? What do you do? Well, I'm a financial planner. Now, normally when people ask me, what do? I make tax-free millionaires. Or I show people how not to legally pay taxes in retirement. What? That's what? So you throw out a little hook, okay? Don't go into sales mode though. You're not there to sell. Again, go back to that, business foreplay we talked about. You want to get to know the person at first, but you want to throw out something to where, okay, this is a person I want to know. That's what you want them thinking in their head. I may not need their services today, but this conversation could probably help me in what I'm doing in my business, either meeting more people or how they present or things like that. I've had people from other companies in my field that want to work with me, but more as a just kind of, hey, would you teach me how you do your business and how you talk to people? Not about my business, but you follow what I'm saying there? And it's because you want to be seen as that expert, right, in your field or even in just networking and sales and things like that, because essentially that's what we're all doing here. So number 4 is follow up and set the one-on-one. Okay, and when I see that, let me set this for the people in the back, one of the things we do is we pass our cards. That's why I love Lori's group over all the others, because she's intentional about it. For those shy people, it's almost like speed dating. You just pass your cards down, and then we connect. We get our one little 1-minute commercial, but that's critical, especially for those shy people that don't necessarily like to get up and be vocal. But what you don't want to do is, again, get that information. I've got this business card, this business opportunity, and I put it somewhere, and I'll get around to calling it in 2 or 3 weeks. And, oh yeah, remember when we met at Lori's thing? No. I'm sorry, who were you again? You've got to take these opportunities, these cards, these quick meetings while you're out and about of someone like an ice cube in your hand. Okay? If you put an ice cube in your hand, what starts happening immediately? It starts to melt, right? It starts to go away. And what happens, and I see it time and time again, I've been guilty of it myself. You get sidetracked with other things and other, non-money making activities, and it impacts your business. You're losing opportunity where it could have been, Paula may not need my services, but she may know somebody. And hey, you know what? I met this great guy, and he can help you out in XYZ area, or great lady, or whatever the case may be. Okay, but if you don't act on it and act quickly, do a follow-up. That's where Lori's cards are fantastic. At least send an email or a phone call, set something up. Okay. Number 5 is come into it with a servant attitude. You want to set up a one-on-one appointment. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's not a, hey, I want to sit down and I want to sell you what I'm doing. No, come into it with a servant mindset. That's a hard lesson for a lot of people. It was a hard lesson for me. I'm going to be honest with you, because when I was right out of college, I worked with this guy, Bob Heisey, and he was like, push, 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 sell them everything. Whatever you can get out of them, sell them. So that was my first experience in the sales. I'm like, okay, this is kind of harsh. Thank God I left that job and went to work with somebody else who really taught me what sales was about, serving. And I got introduced to Zig Ziglar. Any Zig Ziglar fans out there? Huge. And he always said, if you help other people get what they want out of life, you will always get what you want out. And I've proven that time and time again. So when you come into that meeting, be sincere about it. Schedule a one-on-one. And if you're not scheduling one-on-ones when people reach out to you, shame on you, because you shouldn't even be networking at that point, because that's the whole point, is how can we help each other as sales professionals? You're going to meet some people that are phenomenal and good at what they do, and you've got a like mindset. This person really is sincere about helping. I may not need their product, but they're sincere about helping in what they do. And you're going to meet some people that, wow, that slime ball's just all about money. They're out there. Like it or not, they're out there, okay? So that's what that one-on-one does. It gives you an opportunity to continue building that rapport and finding out more about that person. Okay, I see people all the time. I see some familiar faces in here that have been in this group several times, plenty of new faces, but I also see people that jump in, jump out. Jump in, get the cards, and get out. Okay, now in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I don't really want to work with that person because they're just looking for a quick hit. I want to work with somebody who's planning to be around in their career for a while. But I had a conversation last week with a group we're working out of. I spoke to 2 representatives from the company. I took this person's word on what they were going to be delivering. Come to find out, it wasn't. It was a little less. It was still good, but it was a little less. But I had already gone out with that information to my people. Okay, and she's like, well, I didn't do it intentionally. It's not like I was trying to lie to you. I wasn't trying to trick you. I'm like, that's not the point. I went to you for information. I trusted you. You gave me the information that I took back to these other 30 people. And now I've got to go back with mud on my face and say, you know what I told you guys? It's not what I told you. It's something else. So that's where, people make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I know her. It wasn't intentional. We'll get through it. But it's one of those things where you want to set that one-on-one and get to know the person, not just the product. And as a recipient of that, you've got to look for that win-win. Understand that they're reaching out to you to help, for your help to do their stuff. That's okay. That's what we do. There's enough opportunity out there for everybody. There's enough people that can help you, and you can help them. And if we all work together as professionals, it can be a great experience for everybody. Would you agree? Say yes.
Yes.
All right. So that's pretty much my quick hit. I just wanted to come in again with a few minutes just to kind of talk about that. So again, make and take the opportunity to get to know each other. Take it a step further. Be sincere about your communications. Work on your hook. You're getting ready to have a 1-minute message now, so hopefully it's a good one. And then make sure you're following up with each other, myself included, to sit down and say, okay, what do you do to help me understand it, and let's figure out a way for us to work together. My name is Jon Cleaver. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Awesome.